Yo, welcome everyone, Sanjay Uche here, back on the channel, ready to hit Boruto Naruto Next Generations episode 290 and 10 episodes away from the big 300. I know I've been saying it for a little while, but it's still crazy to me. But the important thing is we're heading into the more action-packed sections of this arc, adapting the Quote Assault arc to be specific, and I think this is the section most persons are looking forward to. Based on the preview, we should have Boruto and Kawaki heading into the forest. So yo, I'm just saying, even though the art and animation for this arc hasn't been the greatest for these last 2 to 3 episodes, I'm hoping starting with this episode we steadily see that to change. So it is what it is. Of course, before getting into it, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more, the cliche YouTube jazz and blues. Of course, start a discussion in the comment section. But let's get into it. Alright, here we go. Jano, just style them on in public like that, brother. Yeah, this is like one of the only time, well, maybe I'm being unfair, but this is like one of the only times the Boruto anime feels like some of the anime only content felt like it was worth watching. You know, those episodes after the car activation arc with, of course, Inojin and showing how they developed this whole the new sensory system in the village. Yeah. So it's actually hearing him say it here actually feels like it has weight. Malaiko Amado just a style code, so. Shikamaru just can't trust the man, but I can't blame him. Like, Amado just have sus written all over him, dog, honestly. Most of us in the Boruto community would say, yo, watch and see how this man becomes the final villain or something. Man said, dog, you wish. You wish that was the case. Strongest person in the Naruto universe, sleeping there, Himawari, of course. Kawaki about to enact his grandmaster plan. That's why it's funny that Hinata is just watching like romantic dramas. It's ridiculous, and Naruto is just sleeping there. It's ridiculous, and Boruto is just playing games. It feels like the stereotypical modern family, I guess. This man must feel like he's Batman or something, or Itachi rather. Well, I guess same difference, right? This is new, anime only scenes. But I guess they have to build up to this moment a bit more, so I guess it works in the grand scheme of things. That's what the Shadow Clone used the bathroom, man. But I'm really kind of drag out this section here. It was for much faster pace when it comes on to the manga. Oh, well, this is new. That's significantly different from the manga version of this. Alright, here we are. Code on the scene. Not gonna lie, the art, lighting, and just the general level of animation looks better already. Yeah, things look much better already. Ooh. I'm loving the OST choice as per usual for the millionth time. Well, we know why he's doing it. We talked about this early in the episode. Yeah. Man, really pulling the whole self-sacrificial lamb type of thing. Ada has our priorities straight, clearly. Q Boruto. Stop it. Kawaki deducing, picking out the sense from the nonsense. Stop it, youth. This feels almost OG Naruto soundtrack-ish. Hey, that just calm down. It's not that serious. Yes, sir! Karma. Alright. Of course, it'll end it right there. Let me just see what the preview is looking like, at least. Yo, next episode better look like gold, you know. I guess they're not showing any of the fighting scenes in this preview. This is show still shots, basically. That's ridiculous, dog. Alright, so I have no assessment or initial expectations when it comes on to the next episode, essentially. Oh my god. Alright, so that was Boruto episode 290. More of a build-up episode, to say the least, as we finally head into the forest, not of death, unfortunately, to confront Code. And to be honest, compared to the last few episodes, it does feel a bit more, well, slower pace. I think compared to the last episode that actually covered 2 chapters, this episode may have just covered the events of chapter 61. I'd have to double check, but it seems like that's the case to me, especially with the new take on how like Naruto finds out that Kawaki is actually gone as well. They kind of changed things there compared to the manga version of this. So that was interesting, and I think it might have been necessary, because bear with me here, I'm kind of drawing from memory. I haven't reread that chapter before coming into this episode, but from what I can recall, when I read that chapter, I had a slight problem with how the characters were acting in that scene in response to Boruto saying Kawaki's left. It was some time ago, but I somewhat remember having a problem with how that section was structured. So if what I'm recollecting is accurate, then kudos to the episode for changing it up, and at the same time adding a bit of padding, well, healthy padding as I would put it, to actually build up to them finding out that Kawaki actually left. But I think at the core of this episode, the thing to really dissect, and really I think the writer, well, Kishimoto in this case, has emphasized, is Kawaki's obsession in protecting Naruto, since he doesn't really have any experience with parental love from his past. Essentially, we see Shikamaru and Amado, the quote-unquote final villain, quote-unquote, actually talk about this and how ridiculous it is, kind of saying it's hard to draw a line between it and obsession. I think in the manga it was a different word or phrase used by Shikamaru compared to these translations or these subs that I'm now watching the episode with. But the point still stands. It really ties into what's going to happen later on, when we get later on in the story and start adapting the events of chapters, say 76, 77 and up. Again, it's just an emphasis on the fact that Kawaki has this kind of toxic obsession or weird obsession with protecting Naruto, to the extent that he'll do anything, and as we see in this episode, even sacrifice his own life. Which, I mean, you see that in anime, but when it comes on to Kawaki, it holds more ground, because he's willing to do anything, and it's going to show as we go on in the story. It's like all this section of the story is more of a build-up, a precursor to what's to come, and I think they've been, adapting and doing it justice in terms of showing it from, adapting it from the manga to anime format and really portraying it to us, the audience, here for all of us to see. So that's the good part about it, and I definitely like that at the end of the day. Now, of course, apart from the cliche, as expected going into this section, the art's definitely better, I would say, compared to, say, like, at the very least the first 2 episodes of this arc. The animation definitely improved. I'm seeing the steady increase in the time and love and care being taken, so that's why I was really looking forward to seeing how the preview for next episode was, because I'm like, oh yeah, okay, it's increased in this episode in terms of the production quality. So I'm like, yo, let's go. But of course, they kind of dropped the ball and just gave us still shots, still panning shots for the preview. So it's like, I can't wait to see what they're hiding in terms of the production quality for next episode. So that should be a treat, hopefully, because we should be getting Boruto versus Code, Karma versus White Karma in the next episode. So that should be fun and interesting. Of course, we do learn a bit more of Otsutsuki lore in this. Apparently they're able to hide their chakra signature, and of course the plus of it kind of tying into how things were developed with the current sensory system in the village, which again retrospectively ties into the anime only episode of Inojin and Ino and all of them developing the chakra network and system. So it kind of retrospectively adds weight to those anime only episodes that we got after the Kara activation arc. Again, a lot of persons will complain about the Boruto anime specifically, and it's true, objectively it does have what I would consider too much anime only content, but in this particular case it works. At least those short set of episodes, I think it was even one episode to be honest, it really helps to actually add some weight to the whole understanding of, you know, this whole new chakra detection system in Konoha. So I like that in the grand scheme of things. Apart from that, the whole slice of life moments, it's actually, for me at least, it was a treat to see just having Hinata watching romantic dramas. Of course, persons will probably meme and complain like, oh, they've nerfed Hinata's bosom and they've turned her into a housewife and now she's just watching romantic dramas. It's when does the pain end? So that's the thing. But at the end of the day, I think scenes like that, they're really fun to see. They kind of add to the weight of what they fought for in the Fourth Great Ninja War. Just, you know, it's a nice change up piece, so that was fun to see. And I think at the end of the day, outside of all of that, I think the plus when it comes on to this episode, kind of on a subtle level, we have Naruto who's, you know, trying to organize things as Hokage to really track down Kawaki. But I think an episode like this really helps to paint again that this is Boruto's story, because he's the one trying to take that extra proactive action. Like if this was Naruto, it would be Naruto running out there already, but we see Boruto doing that, so it kind of really helps to paint Boruto as the main character compared to it being Naruto's story, so to speak. So it's kind of subtle-ish, but I like that. And of course that ties into the fact that he's the only other Otsutsuki essentially in the village at the moment. So as Ada is basically surmising, it might be the case that he's the only one who can actually sense Kawaki once he erases his chakra signature. So, you know, a little bit of, you know, lore tying and, you know, logical in-universe things. So there's that. Apart from that, solid episode, I would say. Kind of a build-up episode, so it kind of feels like things happen but not much, but I think we're going in the right direction. And outside all that, it's, you know, fun and comedic to see Ada's reactions to all of this. So yeah. But anyway, let me know what you guys thought about the episode. I'm looking forward to next week because we're heading further and further into this. The manga readers know we're heading for that moment. So yeah, no spoilers. Anyway, Sanjay Uchiha, let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe naturally, and I'll see you in the next Boruto video.